Good evening, campers. A very, very happy Friday to you all. Andy here, Professional Human, bringing to you another show sponsored by Anywhere Auctions. And a big thank you to them for all of their support. An amazing online auction platform. Really, really good, strong platform, very robust, able to handle anything that you need to throw at it. Really recommend you take a look at Anywhere Auctions. Team, how are we? How are we getting on? And how much are we looking forward to this weekend out of 10? How much action have we got to look forward to if you're knee deep in real estate activity? Or alternatively, have you got any other plans that you're really, really pumped about? Team, it's one of those weekends where I think, especially down in Melbourne, a few people may have pushed the boat a little bit too far out on Melbourne Cup Day. There's a few sore heads kicking around, I reckon, over the rest of this week, which I do not blame them for 1 second about getting stuck into the social side of things once again. So it might be a slightly quieter weekend for some of you, but in terms of real estate around the grounds, all over the country, there is a heck of a lot of action to be had, which is great. Now, here's the thing though, team, and with these this Professional Human series now, by the way, gang, we're going to be making these episodes a lot shorter and a lot snappier, so hopefully give you some greater value in a shorter amount of time. Team, question for you. What's the one question that you should be asking right now? What is that one question that you should be asking right now? Have a think, right? The standard vernacular, all right? The standard vernacular is right now, if we're looking at trying to get more listings, more business and whatnot, is have you had an update appraisal on your property? Market's going crazy right now. Oh, geez, there's a hell of a lot more stock coming on. Maybe we should get an update valuation on your home and see if we bring you to the market a little bit earlier. And for those that are just cold prospects, do you need a market appraisal on your property? There's one just sold up the road for X amount of dollars, blah, 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 blah. What do you think that is telling these potential clients? What do you reckon it is? What do you reckon it is? I'll tell you what it is, team. Very simply, all you are doing is providing the standard rhetoric. And what does the standard rhetoric stink of? Commission breath, as the phrase that is being coined by Tom Panos, that legend of the game that is Tom Panos, who I believe is on his way down to do an auction at the block, I've heard. Okay, not corroborated, but I've heard that he's on his way down to do an auction for the block. Team, the standard rhetoric, especially right now, is one of commission breath. It really, really is. Right? Let's think about it, right? We need to think about it in terms of what our clients are hearing, not what we are saying, but what our clients are hearing. Anytime you ask them about their asset, all they're thinking about is the fact that you want some of their money. Is that going to really incite any or inspire any level of activity in any way, shape, or form? Put simply, no, it is not. All it's going to do is make you look like you are one of the standard agents kicking around in town. Do you really want to be like that? I doubt it. I really doubt it. So, team, we need to have a think about the what, the how, and the why of how we go about our business. You can apply this to every single element of your business when it comes to your interactions with your clients. I've been broadcasting this for a little while now when it comes to listing presentations, but you can apply what, how, and why principles, the 3 golden circles as coined by Simon Sinek. Watch the TED Talk if you haven't already. You'd be one of the only ones on the planet that hasn't. We can apply the 3 golden circles to any element of our business. Now, when it comes to talking to potential prospects, potential clients, the what is the transaction. And let's be frank, I reckon about 80-85% of agents in the industry right now operate just in that first circle, the what of what we do. That's what all that standard rhetoric is aimed towards, is what you do, which is sell houses, right? And look, the result is binary. It sells or it doesn't. So if you stick in that what of what we do and you stay in that 80 to 85%, what is the one thing that you're going to have to bargain with when it comes to getting business? It isn't the value that you can bring, it's the commission that you charge. So if you feel that you are one of those agents that is constantly having a bit of a race to the bottom, or having to try and fight for your commission every time, then it's because you're stuck in the what of what we do. Everything that you talk about is just what you do. You're not providing any value of any real substance over and above the lowest commission charge. Fact. Now, team, there is one question that is so pertinent to this time of the year, which will incite a much more meaningful conversation and therefore potentially put you on the path to joining these clients on their journey moving forward. And it's got nothing to do with property. Now, let's have a think about this, gang. And I've said this a couple of times as well, but it applies to your prospecting conversations in a big way. Whenever anyone decides to sell their property, it's got absolutely fuck all to do with them just waking up one day and going, you know what, I fancy selling my house. The reason why anybody decides to sell their home is because they have a greater goal, a greater purpose that they need to utilize the sale of their asset in order to fund. Right? They have a greater purpose that they need to utilize the sale of their biggest asset in order to fund. So, team, what we need to do is not have conversations about their asset. That is secondary to the real purpose as to why they would even contemplate it. So the one question you need to be asking, team, the one question you need to be asking right now, and I beg you, tomorrow, with your open for inspections, your prime inspections, all of the bits and bobs, all of the different people that you're going to see at the auctions and all that sort of stuff, this is the one question I beg of you to be asking anybody that you chat to in any meaningful way. What are your goals for 2021? What are your goals for 2021? 2022, shit. Ha! What are your goals for 2022? I'm in the wrong year. It feels like this year's just not existed. It really, really does. The amount of times I've made that mistake recently, it's just been off the charts. What are your goals for 2022? That's going to start a conversation that is so much more different than what a lot of you are having right now. By potentially getting them to chat about things that they're really looking forward to in the year ahead, you just may stumble across an answer that leads towards a meaningful conversation that then results in them going, you know what, we might actually need to sell. We might actually need to sell in order to make it happen. Would you be able to come and have a look at our property? I'm telling you now, team, it's way easier to get into people's homes for the purposes of an evaluation, appraisal, a listing, whatever it is, if they invite you. And it's not half as hard as you think in order to make happen. All you've got to do is just act, if you don't mean to, act like you give a shit about their life, not just their financial assets. It's not hard. It really isn't difficult. This is a much easier question that takes much less effort and creates a lot less anxiety. Both sides of this talk, of this conversation, creates less anxiety for the people that you're asking, and it creates so much less anxiety within yourself. because you're getting them to talk about the things that they may need to sell their house in order to achieve. So many of us are looking forward to some of the amazing things. I've heard some incredible plans that are ahead in 2022 for some people. That conversation is a much happier, healthier, inspiring conversation to have. And if you're walking around an auction, you're saying hello to people, neighbors, all that sort of stuff, and you're having a bit of a chat, you exchange pleasantries, say, hey, gang, I know, look, close to the end of the year, right? Shit, Christmas isn't too far away. Wow, hey, gang, like, what are your goals for next year? Hopefully, we're gonna be able to actually do some stuff. What are your goals? What have you got anything planned for next year? Not talking about the asset makes it easier for them to talk about the reasons as to why they might need to talk to you about their asset. I'm telling you again, anybody that gives this a crack, either with people in the crowds at an auction or at an open for inspection, or if you've got chatting to potential landlords or vendors or whatever the case may be, if you're doing some prospecting on current database clients, this is the one question you need to be asking. Because I'm telling you now, anybody that takes my advice and starts asking this question more frequently than anything else over the course of the rest of this month, at the very least, for the rest of this year should be, then you're going to have a healthier, happier conversation with those on the other end of the phone, on the other end of the dialogue. But not only that, those that haven't thought about what their goals could be for 2022 might actually start thinking about it. And you've provided them, through doing this, you've provided them with a small degree of value, because you're making them think, hey, you know what? I hadn't thought about that much. What can we look forward to next year? See what I mean, team? It's a much better chat to have. Get rid of the standard rhetoric. It stinks. It's rubbish. Start talking and asking questions about the purpose, about the reasons, the potential reasons as to why people might need your services. Because then you go from the first golden circle, which is what, into the why, which is the heart of their decision-making process. And then from there, once you get the invite, because you've spoken about the why, you can much easily change that to the conversation about how you go about it, and then go to the what, which is what happens as a result. The biggest challenge that we have as an industry is that we go from what to why, as opposed to what, from why to what in all of our conversations. You get this right in your head, gang, the game is yours for the taking. Because I reckon there's probably only about 5% of real estate professionals, be it on the rentals or the sales side, that actually start the conversations with why they're even interested in having a conversation in the first place. And then you'll find, from a commission point of view, from a management fee point of view, you will find that the conversation changes from how much commission do you charge to how much do I need to pay for your services. Again, gang, it's a much healthier conversation if they're asking you to work with them. Make sense? Hopefully it does. Hopefully I might have, broken a couple of shells there. This is it. I'm giving you the keys right here to destroying your concerns around commission, to absolutely changing those conversations from you trying to get into their door to them inviting you into their home. And it's not hard. It really isn't. Gang, test this question out over the course of this weekend. Let me know how you go. Send me some DMs. Let me know if you've had any success following asking this question. I guarantee that you will. All right, team. Off to go prepare for 6 auctions tomorrow. Should be a ripper day. Really looking forward to it. Have yourselves an amazing weekend, both professionally and personally. But above all, team, stay safe, healthy, and happy at all times. Take it easy, gang. Have a good one.